గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్ సార్.
గుడ్ ఈవినింగ్. ఇవాళ క్లాస్ లో ఎవరు లేరు, ఇద్దరే.
ఎస్ సార్.
ఏం చేద్దాం, కంటిన్యూ చేసుకుందామా లేకపోతే ఏంటి?
ఎలా అయినా పర్లేదు సార్. సార్ సాటర్డే ఏం చెప్పారు సార్, దేని గురించి చెప్పారు? సాటర్డే దేని గురించి చెప్పారు?
సాటర్డే వచ్చి hazardous material substances and hazardous waste and hazardous chemicals transportation rules.
ఓకే.
Good evening, Revant.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Okay, we'll see the continuation for that one from the Saturday class. Okay, అందరూ తెలుగులో ఉన్నారు. పండగ ఎప్పటి నుంచి? 14, 15, 16?
ఫ్రైడే నుంచి అనుకుంటా సార్.
ఫ్రైడే, సాటర్డే, సండే.
సార్
పండగ టైంలో ఫ్రైడే, సాటర్డే సెలవు వచ్చే అవకాశం ఉంటుందా, లేకపోతే క్లాసులు కావాలా? మెజారిటీ పోర్షన్ కంప్లీట్ చేసుకోవాలి. చిన్న చిన్నవి లెజిస్లేషన్స్, యాక్ట్స్ అవి కంప్లీట్ అయితే మీరు ఇచ్చేసుకోవచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్ మెయిన్ మీ దీనికి ఇవి కొద్దిగా ఫోకస్ చేసుకొని చదువుకోండి. ఈలోగా ఇంపార్టెంట్ క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా కొన్ని ఇస్తాం. ఆల్రెడీ ముందు పంపించారు, మళ్ళీ ఇంకా మిగతా కూడా పంపిస్తారు. ఆల్రెడీ మీ కోర్సెస్ ఎన్రోల్మెంట్ అవి స్టార్ట్ అయ్యాయి. మైట్ బి ఎవరికన్నా మెయిల్ వచ్చి ఉంటుంది మీ ముగ్గురులో.
మెయిలా సార్? దేని గురించి సార్? దేని గురించి మీరు?
మీకు ఏమన్నా ఇది కోర్స్ ఎన్రోల్మెంట్ రిజిస్టర్ అయినట్టు ఏమన్నా మెయిల్ వచ్చిందా?
చెప్పలేదు సార్. ఈ రోజున సార్ వస్తుంది.
మీరు ఏ మెయిల్ ఐడి ఇచ్చారో ఆ మెయిల్ ఐడికి ఇది వస్తుంది, మెయిల్ వస్తుంది.
అంటే ఆల్రెడీ మెయిల్ ఐడిలో ఆల్రెడీ పోయాయని చెప్పేసి అన్నారు కదా సార్, మళ్ళీ ఈ రోజు తీసుకున్నారు.
అందుకే యాక్చువల్ గా ఎవరు పెట్టారో కానీ 7 days డిడక్షన్ ది ఇది ఎరేజింగ్ ది పెట్టారు అనమాట సెట్టింగ్. దానివల్ల ఎవరెవరు లాస్ట్ టైం పెట్టారో అన్ని మొత్తం 7 days అయిన తర్వాత మీరు పెట్టిన 7 days కి మొత్తం మెసేజెస్ అన్ని ఎరేజ్ అయిపోయాయి అనమాట. దానివల్ల మళ్ళీ అడగాల్సి వచ్చింది, అంతే తప్ప ఇంకేం కాదు. ఓకే. ఇన్ బిట్వీన్ general precautions which have to be taken for cabinet and shelf storage of hazardous chemicals. Hazardous chemicals, whatever the hazardous chemicals or flammable material which are available, how to store them, in what way. Okay, today's topic will be this one only. See, in the picture they have given some flammable material separately, and in the second one, see, these are flammable. Even the hazardous chemicals, some are flammable also. Some are flammable, some are hazardous to health. Depends upon the material. Okay, those materials should be properly segregated and properly stored. Proper storage should be there. You can see in the pictures. And I think for the storage of the chemicals, I have shown you previously one picture of my previous site, how we are storing our chemicals, the paints or any chemicals. I'll try to show you that one also. Just be on the line so that if anyone joins in between, I'll show you the picture as well. Okay, in between, I'll tell you and I'll show you also the pictures. Okay, let me first tell you this one. You can see the signages over here. Okay, is it visible properly?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Mm, and the Twinkle storage pictures. Okay. Hope you can see this one picture also. How the storage has been maintained. Okay. Not only in the slide, you can take this one also as a consideration, because most probably the construction team or the construction projects will be handling like this one, like this only, with all the materials stacked properly and segregated based on the type of the material and everything. Okay, and to contain the spill, even to contain the spill, and depends upon the temperature, we have to maintain that one. Maintain a list of hazardous chemicals used or stored, that has to be maintained. I'll show you this one in the picture itself. I'll show you a box. Here you can see a box, white color box at the top right side. This box contains, we used to maintain all the list of the whatever the chemicals which are available, the hazardous chemicals or which are stored here. We will be making a list. We used to make a list of this one, and we used to store in that one, so that in case of any audit or any inspection or anyone, like the top management or the project manager or any inspection, who will be going there, it will be easy for them to identify what types of chemicals are there, and the list of chemicals, how many types are there, what are there, and everything. The list will be there, and assure all containers are in good condition and properly labeled. See, all the we just for example, I'm showing my previous side pictures. Okay, all the chemicals are segregated and with an item code, So for the easy identification, not for ourselves, okay, not for the safety purpose, but for the material storage, okay, material team or the stores team, for their item, they'll be having some codes and everything for the items. Based on that one, they'll be maintaining everything, okay. We will be considering whether the containers are safe, good are in good condition or not, and properly stacked or not. We'll be checking these things, and review stored items at least yearly, more frequently, for age sensitive materials. Ensure containers and caps are in good condition, and ensure material are stable. These things has to be maintained. See, might be reviewed store items are at least yearly, but what the thing is that we will be checking at the time of inspections or audits, or before that one, anytime on a regular basis, the stores team as well as the safety team, or the material control team, whoever the material purchase department or some store department, they will be making sure that these materials are not expired, okay. Even the document, the MSDS will be reviewed every 3 years and updated, okay, by the company itself, the manufacturing company. We have to update that one also. And do not store chemicals in alphabetical order unless they are already segregated by hazard category. This is one of the main point, whatever it might be, hazardous chemicals or the flammable material, okay. Those should not be maintained on an alphabetical order. Those should be maintained or segregated or stored based on the category, okay, hazard category, whether it's hazardous to health or hazard flammable and everything. We have to consider not even this one, okay. Even the gas cylinders, what we are using for the gas cutting sets, like acetylene and oxygen. These acetylene gas cylinders and oxygen gas cylinders should maintain a gap of at least 6 meters, okay. At least 6 meters gap should be there between these oxygen and acetylene cylinders when in storage, not while using. When we are storing, we have to make sure that one also, because it might lead to any hazard fire, that might lead to the fire to increase, because oxygen is one of the main source in the fire triangle. And incompatible chemicals should not be stored in close proximity to each other. Based on the same like this, the last point, we should not store the chemicals side by side. By the hazard category, we have to segregate them, and we have to maintain a gap between the chemicals, and avoid floor chemical storage. Direct floor on the floor, like what you have seen in this one. These are racks, and I'll show you all the racks. See, on a level to level basis, the racks will be there. We have to maintain that one. And see, you can see over here, these chemicals, any chemicals should not be stored directly on the ground level. In case of any leakage or any damage to the container, it will be an environmental damage. We have to make sure that one also. Provide anti-roll slips on shelves. Just like we are providing the dip trays, so that it will be easy, but it will be good for the stacking and everything. And in case any rolling, we can avoid rolling of this one or falling of these materials. If we are stacking in this dip trays and everything, but those materials can be stacked properly. Provide shelving that can be clean and won't soak up spilled chemicals. You have seen this one, the shelves. shelving should be provided so that it will be easy for stacking, as well as in case of spillage. If we are providing this dip trace and everything, that's a good one. And store the chemicals below eye level, not the above eye level, to avoid spillage or to avoid sprinkling or direct the chemical contact with the eyes and every to our eyes. We have to make sure that one. That to avoid that eye contact with those chemicals, then chemical directly near to the naked eye, we will be using a mandatory PP goggles, safety glasses. Those are mandatory PP. We have few mandatory PPs that has to be used at all times while working in the work location. Can anyone say what are the mandatory PPs which has to be used while working, except Revan? Anyone?
Goggles and gloves,
Goggles?
sir. And gloves, sir. Safety gloves, rubber gloves.
Okay.
Safety shoes.
Safety shoes. What else? The main part you have forgot. Main part.
Apron, sir. Apron.
Apron?
Apron.
No, apron is not the
Yes, sir.
mandatory one. Depends upon the work location and the client requirement. The coverall will be used, not apron. Okay, I'll tell you. The mandatory
Okay,
PPEs
sir.
are
Okay, sir.
hard hat, helmet. Helmet is one of the mandatory PPE. Okay, while working.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
safety shoes, goggles, safety glasses, and hand gloves, normal hand gloves. And you should not include the work related hand gloves in the mandatory PPs. Work related hand gloves or work related face shield or face protection or eye protection will be depending upon the work activity what we are performing. Okay, for the normal one, for the inspection or for normal work activity, when like housekeeping or anything, we should use the mandatory PPs only. That's enough with a nose mask. Okay, we have to make sure that one. And do not store chemicals on the top of shelves, units, or on top of flammable storage cabinets. See, this is our container. I'll show you. Can anyone see the top shelf with any material over here?
No, sir.
Yeah, that has to be maintained. Some rules and regulations will be there, and some storage requirements will be there. We have to follow those. Okay, I'm just showing you the example. Okay, what we have done in our work location. And you can see for the list of the documents also, we used to maintain in these files also, the MSDS, as well as the list of documents, everything. And avoid use of adjustable supports with clips. Nothing but for the shelves and everything. Don't use any adjustable supports or clips or for other purposes. Store severe positions in a dedicated cabinet. We have to make sure that these one also, the severe positions, what we severe positions, I don't, it might be this, the chemicals, whatever we will be storing, those should be having a dedicated cabinet. Okay. And label storage areas by chemical group, whatever it might be, the chemicals you are storing, you have to this one store them, or we have to label each and everything. See, for the site returns, you can see site returns used paint. We have you maintained like this one, and not only inside, outside also. Outside, you can see See the signage, paint storage area with a signage, and even the spill team, whoever the spill team, those people, here you have seen, I'll just mark this one so that for your identification. This one is an emergency response team. In this, 5 to 8 people are there who are trained, and based on the location only we have picked the personnel. Selective persons have been picked based on the locations and the storage area, so that in case of any emergencies, those persons can be contacted directly for in case of emergency spillage, and they'll be dealing how to remove the how to control the spillage and how to remove the uh, whatever the spillage material is. They'll, because they'll be having a proper training regarding this one, and this will be controlled. Even the eye wash, this one is the eye wash, the green one. See, emergency eye wash station. In case of any spillage into the eyes, if you need eyes to be washed, then you can use that one. One of the requirements. And store flammable liquids quantities over 10 gallons in flammable storage cabinets. Flammable storage cabinets, those should be separately, or whatever it might be. If you are storing separately, if you are storing inside one, then we have to maintain separately. That means those should be in a different area. Those should not be mixed with all these chemicals. And temperature maintenance as well. I'll show you whether it's visible. Here you can see the AC, air conditioner here.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the mandatory ones. That should be maintained to control the to maintain a minimum temperature inside the container, because not every chemicals should have the same temperature, should be maintained under same temperature. Okay, some chemicals should be maintained below 10 degrees, some chemicals should be maintained below 15 degrees. Based on the temperature and the chemical content, well, we have to maintain that one. Always review a chemical MSDS, SDS for proper storage procedures. SDS, material safety data sheet or safety data sheet. This is one of the major document which will be guiding us. Not even a safety personnel, not everyone who will be reading that one, they'll be having a knowledge how to store the material, how to transport, what to do in case of an emergency, what are the major hazards involved in them, what are the chemical contents in that one, and everything has been mentioned. Might be I have told you regarding the material safety data sheet and everything in the previous classes, right? Do not store glass chemical containers on the floor or window ledges. Any glass chemical containers should not be stored on the floors, on the ground level, or on window ledges. That means just on the windows or any near to the window edges, just to protect them from the damages or from breaking. Chemical area should be provided with proper lighting, proper ventilation, kept away from air cells, exits, and heat. Means it should be separately stored. Even the constructed or the storage area should be far away from the hot work locations or emergency exit locations, or any exit locations, or but should be away, differently located. Okay, this is one of this one, and it should be properly ventilated, and proper lighting should be provided. and minimize storage of the lab bench in fume hoods and other work areas. See, this is one of the what I have told you just now. It should be away from the work locations like hot works or any heated, which might lead to danger because of these hazardous chemicals. Inspect stored chemicals often for expiration, deterioration, and chemical integrity. We have to make sure this one. I'll try to show you one more picture. Have you seen this one? This is one of the temperature control and humidity meter temperature for the temperature. You can see this one, how much the temperature has been maintained and how much the humidity is. We have to make sure this one should be properly in a working condition. And we have to check the expiry date of the chemicals, whatever we are storing, based on the list of document which have been provided to us by the manufacturing or the manufacturing company or the supplier. Okay, and deterioration, that means they are getting spoiled, or chemical integrity, the chemical reaction. We have to make sure, inspect on a day-to-day basis, or twice weekly or thrice a weekly. We have to inspect those chemical storage areas, and do not overcrowd the shelves. As per the requirement and as per the weightage of the shelves only, the material has to be kept off, and we should not overload that one beyond the capacity. We should not load the shelves with these materials, and if extra needed, we have to construct a new one. We have to make sure that one also. Avoid storing all chemicals above shoulder height. Large containers, approximately 1 gallon or larger, liquids and corrosive material should be stored no higher than eye level. Label chemical storage cabinets according to the type of chemical family or hazard classification found there. We have to avoid all these chemicals. Should not be above the shoulder level. It should be kept on the shelves. That too on a not above the shoulder level, because some containers will be having a weightage of 20 liters, 20 or 50 liters or something. Those should be below the on the ground level with a dip tray and everything, for the easy access and easy usage of that one, because we won't be using on all the time. Those containers will be used on a day-to-day wise. Okay, the whole container can't be used on a single day based on their work activity and everything. And corrosive materials, the materials which are harmful, which might lead to the corrosion, should be stored no higher than the eye level. We have to make sure that one. Mainly the chemicals which are harmful to us, the human health, like in the inhalation, ingestion, like skin contact, eye contact, these should be maintained in a proper condition and proper levels. And all the chemical storage cabinets should be labeled according to their chemical family, whatever the chemical family or the hazard classification. Based on the hazard classification, whatever it might be, low, medium, high, based on that one, we have to based on that one, we have to maintain that one, and we have to store that one. We have to label as well for the easy identification for everyone. Any doubts?
Sir, what is the meaning of gallon, sir? 1 gallon or larger liquids? Gallon, sir.
Gallon is nothing but you will be water in what measures you will be weighing that one? How you will be weighing the water, the weightage?
Liters and liters.
Liters,
No, sir.
liters. But in some countries they will be
Okay.
using gallons. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Different weightage. Okay, category. That's it. Nothing. You can call it gallon, liters, or anything. Okay. Measuring of the containers. Measuring of the containers. That's it.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
1 gallon is equal to 3.78.
Sir, 1 gallon
liters
equal
is-
to how many liters, sir? 1 gallon is equal
3.78.
to.
Someone is saying.
Okay.
3.78 liters.
Okay. Okay. 3 points. Okay. Thank.
Any doubts else? Balaji.
ఎస్ సార్
చెప్పండి ఏమైనా డౌట్ ఉందా?
ఏం లేదండి సార్. ఇప్పుడు మనం గ్యాలన్స్ అన్నారు కదా, 1 KL ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు హౌ మెనీ గ్యాలన్స్?
1
1 KL
KL.
అంటే 1000 లీటర్స్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు 1 KL కదా. సో
అదే 1 gallon is equal to 3.75 3.78 అని చెప్పారు.
1 gallon is equal to 3.78 liters. Calculate that one.
Okay.
Just multiple that.
That's it.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, Viresh. Most probably in India, we will be keep measuring in liters. Okay. Apart from India, wherever you go, if you are going to any Gulf countries or Western countries, they will be using gallons only in measuring this one.
In our
The large
company also,
containers.
when we are reporting to the
Even
our
the waste management, they will be asking in gallons only. The liquid waste and everything, the sewage waste, they will be calculating in the gallons only, not in liters. Okay.
yes sir.
Anyone else? Ravant, Ravi?
No doubt, sir.
No doubt. Ravi?